I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. At 600cc Performance, our roots run deep in CC racing. A leader in fuel injection, dyno tuning, wiring, and diagnostics. With over 15 years of experience in building and tuning, you can count on us to get you to the winner's circle. Whether it is diagnostics, sales, or service, 600cc Performance is your source for everything CC racing. Find out more at 600ccperformance.com.
Have you joined the fastest growing fantasy motorsports app yet? On Grid Rival, you can join leagues with your friends and manage your own fantasy team on what race fans are calling, hands down, the best fantasy motorsport app out there. F1 and MotoGP leagues are now live for the 2021 season. Joining a league on Grid Rival will make every race more exciting, more engaging, and of course, more competitive. Download Grid Rival now on your iPhone or Android smartphone. Grid Rival is an unofficial application and not associated with Formula One, MotoGP, or any of their athletes.
Invasive species are one of the biggest issues facing our natural resources and the environment today. Think of things like Dutch elm disease, the spotted lanternfly, and cats. Perhaps the most dangerous of these is the Homo caput stercoris, commonly referred to as the front plater. An invasive species coming from New York, New Jersey, and anywhere else that has a license plate on the front of their car. The biggest threat from this pest is the spread of excrement. These savages cause harm to many native species and have even spawned an entirely new one, the Beltsville lake monster. Here at the DeWeather Institute for Climate Knowledge, we have a dedicated group of volunteers working tirelessly to clean up the mess. The team of emergency responders for dispersion and skimming, or the turds. But the job is just too big, and we can't do it without your help. So be a hero, be a turd. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the National Racing Network. Qualifications just getting underway for the Indy Pro 2000 Championship here from Worldwide Technology Raceway. The artist formerly known as Gateway, joined in the booth tonight by Mr. James Watson. My name is Chris Graham. It's a pleasure to have you with us. And I'll tell you what, James, I think we're in for some psycho excitement, insanity, everything, and more.
Oh, we're going to be screaming like psychopaths this entire race. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. If it's anything like the races I've seen and been in this week, we're going to be in for a show.
Yeah, that's to say the least here. Some names that might not be familiar to you because we've triple split this race. Count them, 3 splits. As Jeremy Rogers goes to the top of the charts in qualifying. Yeah, this is going to be absolutely insane. I don't think we've seen a triple split in quite a long time here for these cars. Simon Fell moving to the top of the charts, 31.6 seconds flat. Graham Sanders, Andrew Berry, Jean-Philippe Fournier, and Jeremy Rogers, your top 5. We'll pick up Simon as he makes his way down the back straightaway. John Boatfewer going purple in Sector 1. We'll see what he does here. He goes quick time, 31.47. Graham Sanders goes to the top of the charts now, 31.398. This is insane watching qualifying, but I tell you what, James, we've got a points battle on our hands here too. Everett Paddock, John Boatfewer, separated by less than 50 points heading into tonight's race.
Yeah, we were talking about that last time out, weren't we? That Everett might want to start looking back because these ridiculously quick guys are really getting close. I didn't think we'd be seeing this at the beginning of the year. I thought Everett would be running away with it. But yeah, man, look at that. Only 52 points that John is behind with one less week run. That's the big thing.
Yeah, and John had a pretty good points night last night in the 10-15 race that was absolutely insane. Picking up here, Jason Owens. He got the win in that race against a very strong field of cars. Wes Shire moving up to 5th quick on the board, 31.477. See what Jason Owens can do here. He moves up to 7th quick. The Riley Children's Foundation Extra Life, number 87 on the racetrack. We talked about it a little bit the other night. We're going to talk about it again here. Coming up on November 6th, it is Extra Life Game Day. Owens goes purple in Sector 1. What can he do here in Sector 2? A lot of money going to be raised for the Riley Children's Hospitals around the country. Down the front straightaway, what does Owens do on lap number 2? 3rd quick, 31.447. Yeah, let's call it 5/100ths of a second separating your top 3. We've got to go all the way back to 7th place Simon Fell to find a 10th of a second. Everett Paddock jumps up to 2nd quick. Fantastic lap for Everett. 31.428. Chris Janke has not taken a lap time just yet. We are inside of 60 seconds remaining here in the qualification session. This is pretty insane for what we're anticipating seeing here, but at the same time here, James, the race, this is a pack race. So it's not as simple as kind of put the car where you want, hit your marks, do the thing, like we saw in the Ezra race, quite frankly. This is edge of your seat, white knuckle for 50 laps.
Yeah, you're gonna be scared because you're gonna have a lot of fast cars in a small amount of space. There's gonna be crazy moves. If anything is like what I dealt with on Monday, yeah, your butt is gonna be punched so hard to the seat you're gonna make a sound as soon as you get out.
Take a look here at the license levels in this one. We'll show you that in more detail here in a little bit. But, this race is going to be absolutely insane. Don't let the B licenses fool you. That's coming from the oval side of things. This is a ton of pros in the PM18.
Yeah, because speaking to the pros on oval, Coy Hasselo, the number 1 car, he's one of the faster guys in the short track world. I'm talking about late models, modifieds. So, and he's one of my associates over at Rocket Racing Setup. To see him out here wheeling this car, that's pretty cool to see. I'm tired of being the only short track guy in this car. This is cool.
Well, let's get your starting lineup for tonight's race. Graham Sanders will be on the pole alongside Everett Paddock. 29 thousandths separating your front 2 starters. Frank Wynn, Jason Owens on row number 2. 48 thousandths separating the top 4. Andrew Berry, John Boatfewer on row number 3. Wes Shire, Simon Fell on row 4. All 8 of those cars are within a 10th of a second of each other on raw pace. Jeremy Rogers, Nagisa Yashikawa on row number 5. Mike Holler and Ted Burns on row number 6. Row 7 will have Coy Haslow and Jean-Philippe Fournier. Row number 8, J.W. Miller and Jaden Thurlow. And all alone in row number 9 will be the number 5 of Chris Janke. Interesting here that Janke elected to start this race from the back. One of the things I noticed last night in watching the race, there was a lot of tire saving that was going on, and the drivers have been talking about the fact that you're going to get a caution flag somewhere between lap 20 and lap 25. That really dictates the strategy of the race, is when that caution flag comes out.
Yeah, we're dealing with a lot more tire wear this time around than we've ever really experienced at Gateway. It definitely threw us for a loop the first few races of the week. I was down to 52% on the right front. So, and I'm nowhere near any good at saving tires, but even that was alarming. So,
and we saw the race winners last night stop and take tires at that mid-race caution. And it's not scheduled, it's just that's kind of nature of the beast. But field is coming off at turn number 4, and as always, race fans, the start of this one is going to be all yours. Caution flag, yellow is out. Trouble on the racetrack. Looks like an issue for Jeremy Rogers. Let's take a look here and see it on the Hot Shoe Raceware instant replay. Keep your eye on that number 17 machine down to the inside of the racetrack. Mike Holler back there, Simon Fell. Oh man, just got loose on the cold tires. Wow, what a save and what a piece of driving by the rest of the field to avoid that mess.
Look at how close Holler gets to destroying him.
Wow. All right, we're breathing. The race is underway. We've sort of gotten a chance to catch our breath here, but that's, quite frankly, not going to last very long. Even lap times really won't matter here tonight, other than the fact that, James, running this race, you got the early caution at lap number 1. I would imagine we're seeing it here out of 4th place, John Boatfewer. He's down on the inside of the racetrack trying to get some cool into those tires.
Yeah, I don't know how much they spent warming their tires under the initial pace lap. I can't imagine there's going to be a whole lot. I mean, they were only full throttle for half a lap before the caution came out. But even still, honestly, the best way to assert dominance is to pit now and take your tires right now.
Well, it'd be a bold strategy, Cotton. The other thing that immediately comes to mind is this will be a single file restart. So that's going to come into play here, where the field was packed up under the initial start of this race. That's not going to be true now. If the leaders get single file, they could dictate the pace of this race and kind of run away with it.
Could, but it's going to make the runs a little easier to start, so it might not be at like what you say. It's still going to be a really pack race, even with everyone restarting single file.
Yeah, and quite frankly, Graham Sanders went very, very early on the initial green flag. In fact, let's show you the replay of that. Green came out and Sanders was gone down the front straightaway. That's almost too big of a gap to get, because the rest of the pack is going to get a big run on you.
Yeah, yeah, we've seen it in plate races in NASCAR where the leader gets to a big gap and then whoosh is just absolutely alive.
Well, we'll see what comes here on the restart. They're coming back to put lap number 5 on the scoreboard. Lights are out on the iRacing safety car, and We're going to get ready to go green flag racing here. I want to thank everybody that's tuned in on Twitch and on YouTube. Thank you very much for hanging out with us here. You're in for a show, that is for sure. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from, or tell us who your pick is to win the race. We'll get the comments up on the air here. Or at least we'll do our best to. I'll say it that way. We do have super chats and memberships available on the YouTube side of things, but it's time to go back to green flag racing. Once again, Graham Sanders gets a great start. Jason Owens a little bit slow on the getaway. He's going to have John Boatfewer all over his rear wing. Side by side, Andrew Berry, Frank Wynn into turn one.
Ooh.
That almost had the feel of neither one of those cars was really running the preferred line. Turns 1 and 2, it's kind of like a car width off the bottom. Turns 3 and 4, you absolutely want to be down there right on the rumble strips.
And the weirdest part about 1 and 2 here is that turn 1 and 2 is the tightest part on the track. Like, that's where you feel the most under. And I always thought it was strange because you'd think 3 and 4 would be because it's a much tighter radius corner. But it feels like you have absolutely no grip in 1 and 2 here at Gateway.
Ted Burns, Mike Holler battling side by side into turn number 3. Holler on the outside of the racetrack. Burns in that mirror finish gold copper color car down on the inside. It's gorgeous, but it's going to lose the 10th spot to Mike Holler. Seeing the top 4 getting single file, starting to check out a little bit here on Frank Wynn and Andrew Berry. John Boatfewer thought about having a peek to the inside. Here's Jason Owens looking inside of Everett Paddock. That's the kind of battling that will suck everybody else right back into this fight.
Yeah, but not seeing it so far. I don't know if Frank has a little too much downforce in his car, but he's not really sucking up like we'd all kind of expect.
We show you the intervals all the time on the road courses when there's nothing going on. Let's show them to you here on the Gateway Oval. Everybody is tight on each other, including Coy Haslow and Ted Burns. Haslow to the inside, Burns on the outside. This could be one of those situations you talked about, James, where just a little bit too much downforce on the car, and it's like having an anchor out there.
Yeah, meanwhile, look at towards the back of the pack and all that mess. Good gracious.
Jason Owens back around Everett Paddock into turn number 3. He'll get the pass completed, move up to the 2nd position. Little bit of early aggressiveness out of Jason Owens, who last night, even in talking with Mike Holler, the two of them were very content to just kind of sit there, save their stuff, and not burn the tires off in case you don't get the caution late in the race.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are surprised. Oh, look at that. There he goes for the lead.
Big move down to the inside. Power move puts Jason Owens at the top of the board. Graham Sanders going to try the crossover down the front straightaway. Owens had the lead at the line. Sanders takes it right back as they get to turn 1.
Oof. Yeah, now they're starting to catch up. Here comes Frank, Barry, and Wes.
That's it.
Now we're talking.
Yep, all it took was the race leaders starting to dice things up a little bit. And these cars just punch such a massive hole in the air that there's really nothing they can do to prevent that next group of cars from catching up.
Yeah, especially when the car's behind, you can't really do anything because there's nowhere for you to go. With a track this flat, it's hard to pass. So you can't really, unless you make a crazy 3-wide maneuver like we've seen Jason make it, you're not going to really pull that off. So you're just kind of having to stick right where you are, lift off a little bit, and that's really what helps the cars behind close up.
Things are starting to get tight here at the front of the field. Frank Wynn, Andrew Berry, West Shire have all caught up to the race leaders. Nagisa Yashikawa gaining a little bit of time. He starts to lose it down the back straightaway. Fantastic duel for the lead. There's good fights in the back of the pack, too. Mike Holler, Ted Burns battling. Chris Janke, Coy Haslow, J.W. Miller, Jeremy Rogers. They're all fighting for position, but we're doing pace laps at 150 mile an hour here at the front.
Double file pace lap.
I almost have to wonder if Mike Holler isn't on that sort of save your stuff type strategy, because he's really not making a big charge towards the front, and he hasn't made a big move to get around Nagisa Yashikawa yet either. Oh, caution is out. Yellow flag is out. Trouble on the racetrack. Looks like it's going to be Coy Haslow having an issue. See what happened here. Oh, a little bit of contact. Haslow hard. Oh, no, he may not have hit the outside wall.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Hold up here. Let's go on board with Coy Haslow. Yeah, made a little bit of contact with the outside wall. But now here at lap number 16, you have to wonder, does anybody decide to come down pit lane?
Ooh, it's definitely a strategy. No one up ahead is going to, but mid-pack, you definitely might see it.
There it is. Mike Holler going to come down and take tires. No fuel. They won't add fuel during this pit stop, but they will take the tires. The problem is you can't give up the track position if you're at the front of the field. If you're sitting in Mike Holler's spot, at this point it's sort of dodge the wreck and hope for the best here a little bit, but definitely a shot that you're going to have to contend with fresher tires late in the race.
Yeah, but he's really the only one that came in from where he was at. So he's going to have a lot of traffic to deal with. I don't know if the risk is worth that. The reward is worth that type of.
Yeah, J.W. Miller, Jeremy Rogers, Chris Janke, Coy Haslow, and Jaden Thurlow were the other cars that came down pit road that time. It's going to be an interesting question to see for sure as we look up towards the head of the field, pick up Graham Sanders as we work under the second caution flag of the night. See if we can sneak in a quick word here with Jason Owens. And Jason, the car looks good up at the front there, but it seems like compared to last night's race, you're having to do a lot more slicing and dicing at the front here tonight.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. We're a much cooler track temp. Everybody's gripped up and everybody's getting runs. You really got to watch the strategy play. All those guys that came in and took tires right now really took the fresh rubber play away from anybody that would want to come in if we get a caution, say, in about another 10 laps. So, my strategy tonight was if I got a caution between lap 20 and 28, I was coming for tires no matter what. But now that we've got everybody, I think, basically from Simon on back on fresh rubber, it negates that strategy. We may see a lot of comers and goers here over the back half of the race if it stays green.
All right, Jason. Well, good luck the rest of the way here, bud. We'll hopefully be checking in with you a little bit later on here tonight.
Fingers crossed. Let's go have some fun.
Yeah. Fun's one way of putting it. Lights are out on the iRacing safety car. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Graham Sanders going to lead Jason Owens, John Boatfewer, Everett Paddock, Frank Wynn, your top 5. Andrew Berry, West Shire, Nagisa Yashikawa, Ted Burns, Simon Fell, the top 10. To give the accurate information here, it's actually everybody from 12th place Mike Holler on back that has made the pit stops. Coy Haslow still on the pit lane. And this is going to be a very slow start for Graham Sanders. He brings the field down. We're back to green flag racing. Jason Owens, again, gets that little bit of a gap on the start. Boatfewer thought about having a peek on Owens. Everett Paddock dips down to the inside just a little bit as well. Top 5, all single file. Let's slide back in the field a little bit here. Pick up the side-by-side battle. This is J.W. Miller and Chris Janke. Janke able to clear Miller off at turn number 2. Jason Owens right back up on the rear wing of the race leader. You have to wonder, it almost is the car geared a little bit differently, and could that hurt Owens on the late race restart?
That, I think Graham just managed to get a good jump like he did in the last couple starts. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see Jason nail a much better restart if we get to that point at the end of the race.
Mike Holler, Chris Janke back to battling side by side. Holler up on the outside of the racetrack. Jean-Philippe Fournier just ahead of these two. Oh man, almost making contact there down the front straightaway.
Woo!
Almost 3 wide into turn number 1. Only 22 laps into this thing, and we're already getting spicy at the back. It's going to get really fun when you see it here at the front as Owens looks inside of 3. Hearing Jason talk about how the temperatures are a little bit different, let's bring you the weather conditions tonight presented by our friends at the Weather Center as Owens makes the move for the lead inside into turn number 1. 76-degree ambient, 78-degree track temperature. That's a big difference from what we saw last night. Absolutely makes these things a little bit easier to drive and big time gripped up.
That's a big difference to what I saw when I ran with Wes just a few hours ago. I wish I had that track temp.
Owens going to have the preferred outside line, but he's got to keep it up off the bottom. Oh, almost a little bit of contact there. Graham Sanders slides up the racetrack. Jason Owens back to the race lead. Team cars, John Boatfewer, Graham Sanders now side by side for position number 2. Let's call it 10 cars all in this lead pack right now, all the way back to Simon Fell in the 10th position, running in this lead pack, as it'll be cross flags next time by. Got to go back almost 2 seconds to find Chris Janke, Mike Holler, J.W. Miller, and that group that elected to take tires. The question becomes, though, do they benefit from those tires later in the race?
They might, especially if they wad them up here like it looks like they may.
Owens trying to break the draft down the front straightaway. Does the same thing down the backstretch. It does open the door for John Boatfewer to make the look on the outside into turn number 3. Owens going to have the preferred line. Boatfewer way up the racetrack. Here comes Graham Sanders and Everett Paddock. 3 wide off at turn 4.
Ooh, Graham came so close to pancaking that wall. Alright, I know I said this before on Frank, but I gotta wonder if Jason has too much downforce, because the moment he gets it to the front, he is swallowed up whole. Where you see Graham, when he's up front, they stay behind him for a while. As soon as Jason gets up to the lead, boom, they're passing him up again. I gotta wonder if he's running too much wing in that car.
And
I would cannot keep him behind.
I would imagine that's going to make things a little bit difficult on tire management as well, trying to keep the blocks going on. Even if you're not directly throwing a block, you're still just trying to break the draft. That's putting wear and tear on the tires.
Now, that's where the downforce will help Jason out, because he's got all that on the tires, helping him not scrub it as hard. That's where we're going to see Graham start to falter with his seemingly less downforce setup.
Both of you are going to have the look down to the inside into turn number 1. Owens again going to have the preferred lane on corner exit. He slides up the racetrack, though. That's going to give the lead to John Boatfewer. Graham Sanders, Everett Paddock now one apiece of Owens for second. Man, what a power move that was by Owens to retake the lead into turn 3. And again, that's where that added downforce is going to come into play. You can get to the bottom of the racetrack easier.
Yeah, they got nothing for him in the corners. He goes right back to the lead, but then they go right back to the lead when we get down to the straightaway. The question is, I'm sure he knows the intricacies of his setup compared to theirs. If he can time it to where he can get to the lead on the last lap and they don't have enough time to pass by. This is almost DW12 era levels of Indy 500 racing we're seeing right now.
Yeah, it's almost like, do you want to be in the lead with 1 or 2 laps to go? Now Graham Sanders comes around teammate Boatfewer. He's going to get around Owens as well. Owens peels right back out of line. They're going to trade the lead. Now it's interesting there, Owens was not able to complete the pass by the start-finish line.
Nope, but he's got them now, and there goes Graham again.
This is like trading sliders on the dirt track.
Yeah, for real.
Now Everett Paddock going to dip to the inside of John Boatfewer. He'll get the pass completed, and he's going to bring Andrew Berry with him. Wes Shire right in that group as well.
This is a straight up pack race. There is no other way to call this. This is fantastic. Although I can just hear Wes's pack racing rant going on right now.
One of the things that the drivers talked about last night was that if you were not inside that top 5 at about lap 35, that was going to kind of be go time, because if you wanted to make the run from 9th, 10th, 11th, you needed a handful of laps to do that, to try to work your way to the front.
Yeah, especially trying to work with the dirty air, because for the guys back in 7th, 8th, like Wes and Simon and Nagisa, oh, 3 wide. Oh my god, I thought I saw it. Andrew gonna...
That was close. How about 3 wide for the race lead into 3?
Oh, man.
We're going to start doing pace laps 3 wide here in the PM18s at Gateway.
Oh, my
And this is where things
word.
started to get ugly in the race we saw last night. You're going 3 wide, that's tough. It's when somebody tries to make it 4, because like you mentioned, James, once you have the run, you have to use it. You can't just get out of it or get on the brakes. You're kind of forced into, I have to put the car someplace.
Correct. And as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by Austin Racing that we had to comment on, you're dealing with a heck of a lot more dirty air back where Simon and Nagisa are running. It's a lot harder to make those moves and to get yourself up to the front when you're back there, because you have way less air on the front of your car. It's easy to do it when you're where Everett and Graham are. It's almost impossible to do it where Wes and Nagisa are.
What a race. Jason Owens holding on to the race lead over John Boatfewer, Everett Paddock, Graham Sanders, Frank Wynn. Things have settled down a little bit as we're inside of 15 laps to go. At some point, desperation has to be coming into play here for some of these drivers towards the back of the pack.
Yeah, oh, well, look at there. That second pack led by Mike Holler, they're starting to gain.
Yeah,
They are not that far.
Yeah, that's because the guys at the front don't want to stay in line. That was one of the things Mike Holler talked about when I was talking to him pre-race was if people would just get in line, you can go significantly faster. It just requires so much patience that it's very hard to do as John Boatfielder takes the lead in turn 1.
Yeah, and the race we ran earlier, Wes and I just stayed nose to tail. In 10 laps, we were 5 seconds ahead of everyone and just walked away. But it's not easy. For some people, it's not easy to race like that. You know, it takes a special type of cerebral driver to be able to swallow your pride and go, all right, this is for the greater good of me and the rest of the guys around me to get the best finish we can. Some people have that trait. Some people don't.
Yeah, I'm not one of those guys. How about 3 wide, Andrew Berry inside of Everett Paddock and Wes Shire. They'll continue to battle 3 wide off at turn number 4, side by side for the race lead. At this point, I almost don't know where to look. It's like you're calling a plate race in the mid-90s. This is getting really close to hold your breath kind of time because somebody is going to make a mistake here. It's just the law of large numbers says somebody screws up.
Yeah, we're 10 laps to go. We're going to see flashes of pink as everyone throws their brains out their heads. Like, it's go time. The race is on the line. There's no place for logic now, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's right. 10 laps to go. Check your gray matter at the flag stand. 3 wide for the lead into 1. Owens has the spot up on the outside. What a battle. Graham Sanders, John Boatfield, we're going to continue it right there. Wes Shire now right up in the middle of the pack with Andrew Berry and Everett Paddock. How about Frank Wynn way to the inside?
Oh, my Lord.
This is ridiculous.
Oh, boy.
iRacing top 10, here we come.
And there's what...
Where did Andrew Berry come from? Andrew Berry inside of Jason Owens for the race lead.
I'm not entirely sure, but knowing him, I'm pretty sure Wes just bump drafted Andrew Berry to Alling for the lead. Because Wes will bump draft, and he is very good at it.
Bump drafting open wheel winged race cars sounds absolutely terrifying. Berry going to hold on. Oh, man, Berry holds on to the spot, but John Boatfield, we're going to tuck inside of Jason Owens. Down to 8 to go.
And look at that. That second pack, they are there. They are within the draft. This 10-car pack is now like a 12, 13, 14 car pack.
Yeah, let's say 14 cars deep. Battling for the race win with
oh my God,
7 laps to go.
My stomach is in my throat right now. This is insane. You can't get any better racing than this. Ooh.
Berry, oh man, they're 4 wide into 3.
Oh no. Oh no.
There is not a chance that this ends well. Berry backs out of it. Wes Shire up on the outside of the racetrack.
Oh, I thought Wes was going to pull that off.
I'll tell you what, I mean, they're still 3 wide for third. That's now ho-hum at this point. But Wes Shire has not been dicing it up. He's got to have at least a little bit fresher tires than some of the cars in front.
Whoa.
Oh, man, Owens and Boatfield were battling for the lead.
Ooh, that's one of those questionable bizzles right there.
Oh, hard into the outside wall. Big trouble. J.W. Miller going to be involved. Nagisa Ashikawa, Jeremy Rogers. Lap 46 on the board. And that may be it.
I don't think so. I think we're going to get 1, maybe 2 laps to go.
Show you what happened here at the back of the pack. Keep your eye on J.W. Miller, the All-American Racers machine. Oh, he may have had some help, but they are hard into the outside wall. One car up and over. Jeremy Rogers, Nagisa Ashikawa. I think it was Jeremy Rogers, the car that was on his lid. J.W. Miller going to try to drive that car back to the pit lane. Kind of a moot point with no backup cars available. Take a look here at the replay. Let's go on board from the cockpit cam with Jeremy Rogers.
Yeah, looks like Frank's made a little bit of contact with JW, and that's what it took.
Yeah, that was about all she wrote. And, oh, man, I hope we get a finish here. 4 laps to go.
Yeah, we're gonna get like 1 lap.
This is going to be abject insanity. Let's take a look at the comments here. Our buddy Christian Jasper, I think this is Christian. Maybe not. I don't know. All about the gyro. Nashville, Tennessee here. And fully behind Yashikawa-san and Mr. Sanders tonight. Stephen Thompson saying Jason Owens needs to be the heavy favorite solely because he's from the Hoosier State. Michael Joseph saying elbows out, Graham. And, oh, it's about to get spicy. Yeah. Well, that comment was 4 minutes ago. We saw it get spicy. At this point now, lights are out. This is going to be a 2-lap shootout for the win.
Oh,
let us know
baby.
in the comments. Green, white, checkered finish. The Bizzler checking in. Team TNT, let's go. Is it John Boatfewer, Jason Owens, Graham Sanders, Andrew Berry? I have no idea where the hell he came from. Everett Paddock? Man, this is going to be fun. Boatfewer going to lead the field. Will JO5 and West link up for a COT-style bump draft? I don't think so. There's too many cars in between them. Jeremy Rogers, out of the infield care center, definitely a bit sore from that one. I'm not sure what's going on here on this restart. Owens trying to get caught back up here. Now John Boatfewer decides to go. This is going to be a spread-out restart with 2 to go. Boatfewer runs the high line. No idea why he would run that high on the racetrack. Trying to break the draft. They're going to see the white flag this next time by. I don't think there's a way that he can keep Owens out of his draft, though.
Nope.
We're staying right here on the battle for the race lead. White flag is out. 1 lap to go here at Gateway. John Boatfewer holding on to the race lead. That may have been the restart of the year for John Boatfewer because Jason Owens is just not going to be close enough. Into turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in the air. John Boatfewer going to claim the win here at Gateway over Jason Owens, Graham Sanders, Andrew Berry, and Everett Paddock. Almost a little anticlimactic there. Let's show you the replay of the restart here. That was the gap at the gaps were huge at the restart. I would imagine Graham Sanders was lagging back to help the teammate out. Make sure the rest of the pack couldn't be there. Is that something that could be protestable?
I don't know if it's protestable, but that's heavily frowned upon just from a sportsmanship point of view. Like that, you don't like to see restart games like that. That's just not racing. I mean, yeah, it worked and they won the race, but like, come on now, that's just not cool. I'm sorry. I don't like seeing stuff like that.
I tend to agree with you there. I get why you do it, but that's one of those deals where team orders is not a very good thing here. Let's take a look and see who we have available to talk to. Obviously, we do have Jason Owens. We'll see if we have John Boatfewer or Graham Sanders available. But let's take a look at the race results. Race winner John Boatfewer doing a fantastic job at burning them down on the front straightaway. Boatfewer taking the win over Jason Owens by 0.4 of a second. Graham Sanders will round out the podium. Andrew Berry and Everett Paddock are the top 5. Wes Shire, Mike Collar, Ted Burns, Simon Fell, and Chris Janke the top 10. Jean-Philippe Fournier, Frank Wynn, Jaden Thurlow, the final cars to finish on the lead lap. J.W. Miller, Nagisa Ashikawa, Jeremy Rogers, and Coy Haslew will round out your field here this evening. And seeing the comment here from Michael Joseph, I have to agree with this. If that were the case, Owens would have been close, but he wasn't. He tried to play the game of lay back, get the big run. It's almost like he knew he had too much wing, quite frankly.
Yeah, and that's easy to see. Like I pointed out, Jason could never keep them behind. As soon as he got ahead, boom, they were right ahead. And then he just drive by in the corner. So once he lost all that gap, there was no real way for him to be able to catch up.
Well, let's begin our podium interviews here with third place finishing Graham Sanders. And I tell you what, Graham, that car looked pretty darn good out there tonight. One, the paint job is absolutely fantastic. But two, I mean, the car was good. It was kind of a pack race like we expected to see.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was nerve-wracking. That was really nerve-wracking. I'm kind of surprised it took as long as it did to start going 3 wide. I don't think we ran 3 wide very much, but we were 4 wide at one point, and somehow we all came out alive. And that was that was a ton of fun. That was a ton of fun. We had one race last night. It didn't go like this. It was pretty gnarly, but this race was I don't think it could have gone any better, at least for the team. John did really, really well. Same with Jason. That was a lot of fun.
This show was pretty darn spectacular all around. How do you mentally keep focus? I mean, you're up on the wheel and white knuckled for a lot of this thing. At a certain point, you almost can lose focus when you're trying to be that hyper focused, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think for me, I struggle a bit more than others to stay focused because I never do oval. I think this might have been my maybe 5th oval race all year. So I was trying really hard to stay focused on what I needed to focus on, and I'm trying not to worry about anyone 4 or 5 cars back. I'm worried about the top 5, what everyone's doing, where everyone's going, and those last minute dive bombs, which I don't think we had any. So everyone was really respectful.
It was a fantastic race tonight, and congratulations on the podium here, Graham. Let's make sure we get the sponsor plugs and thank yous taken care of.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I would just like to thank everyone at Geodesic. John Carlos unfortunately didn't make top split, but he was running down in second split. But yeah, all the sponsors, everyone in the broadcast, you guys do an amazing job with the broadcast, and I'll definitely be watching it after this.
All right, bud. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate the kind words there, and let's bring in our runner-up finisher tonight here, Jason Owens. And Jason, tell us about the restart here, coming to the white flag, coming to the green flag with 2 to go. It looked like you were trying to lag back a little bit, get the big run on John, and ultimately it was kind of one of those of he just held the throttle until he saw you get close.
I wasn't even trying to play it like. Here's the thing: like they're teammates, right? They're on chat, they're on comms, 100% an appropriate thing to do. They're trying to time the restart together. Um, it was, I think, the third restart we'd had where I'd had one of the two of them in front of me and the other one behind me, and like I'm super in no man's land there, trying to stay on the front wing of the one behind me, but close enough to the one in front of me to get a run. You know what? Props to them; they played it right, and just it had to have been less than feet when that caution came out as far as positioning. Like, he comes out a different spot on the track. I was in first, right? Like, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm more absolutely stoked for Chris. This is the best car and track combination on the iRacing service, and I will put all my IR on it. Like, let's go all in, right? Texas Hold'em, all my trips are in the middle. If people can't come and run this and get absolutely excited to run iRacing, then I don't know if they have a pulse.
Yeah, this was insane, and I think we saw that in the participation numbers tonight. 51 drivers across 3 splits. That's absolutely insane. That's numbers we haven't seen in a long time in the PM18s.
No, we haven't, and I just hope anybody that comes back and watches the show or checked out the show tonight, come run this car. We have awesome, like, really world record competitive set shared on the forums. We have an awesome community of great people. We have a really North American open wheel forward schedule that still runs some greatest hits international tracks. Like, we've got 3 ovals every season. You buy this car, you can get all the way to B499 on road and oval. It is an absolute blast, and I wish more people would come. It is like the best kept secret of iRacing.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. So congratulations, Jason, on the runner-up finish here this evening at a very good points night for you, but ultimately coming up one spot short. Make sure we get the sponsor plugs and thank yous, and don't forget game day coming up here in a week or so.
Yeah, we're 8 days away from game day. So the fall back weekend here in North America and the United States, when we go to the end of daylight saving time, that we have a nice 25 hours where we play video games all across this great, well, really the entire world, and raise funds for our local children's hospitals. Here in Indy, it's Riley Children's Hospital for Kids. I know you have raised funds out there in Lehigh Valley for the Riley, spelled different, Children's Hospital for Kids. It's really one of the best nonprofits that you can get engaged with. And I mean, Chris, what better is there to do than help sick kids get better, right? So we're probably going to stream something. I know you're going to be streaming something. Let's go raise some funds and let's heal some sick kids. And with that, Extra Life, Riley Children's Hospital, just want to thank you here at National Racing Network, and let's go, baby.
Yeah, I think you have another one of these to get ready for here in about an hour or so. So good luck there. And let's bring in our race winner tonight, John Boatfielder. John, ultimately the final restart was what sealed the deal, but man, that thing was spectacular. Whether you were leading the pack, running in the pack, you could kind of put that 14 machine anywhere you wanted to.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to drive. I think I was probably one of the few running a higher downforce setup, so I think that kind of gave me the ability to run anywhere. And the most fun I had is just kind of throwing it around the outside in 1 and 2 and just getting a big run on the backstretch. So that was always a good time.
I would imagine you're probably looking forward to getting back to the twisties a little bit next week. We head off to Mount Panorama, Suzuka, Montreal before we come back to the ovals. 3 very good racetracks and really just a killer schedule to round out the season here for the PM18s.
Yeah, I have some practice to do at Bathurst because I'm not that's not a strong track for me. So I'll be putting in some laps to try and figure out setup and figure out the line for myself. So that'll be fun. I think you said Suzuka. I think that'll be a lot of fun in the open wheel car as well. So.
Jason Owens just called this the best car and track combo on the iRacing platform. What are your thoughts on that general subject? And I mean, really, the PM18s as a whole, it's a fun car, it's grippy, but you got power. It's kind of a best of both worlds.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed the car this season. I've gotten a couple teammates to come out and join me for these races, and that makes it fun too. And then, as far as the ovals go, yeah, this is probably the best track I've driven this car on. I come from a little bit different background as far as what I prefer than Jason. So, for me, it's the Red Bull Ring was a blast. But yeah, this is a great combo as far as ovals go for sure.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations on the big win here tonight, and should take the points lead away from Everett Paddock at the end of this week with a very heavy strength of field win tonight. So what are your thoughts here as we head into the last few weeks of the season? Are you doing some points racing, or is it kind of just get to the front and stay there?
For me, I just like to have fun and race, so wherever I'm at in the pack, that's where I'll take. So I just want some close racing, and I think that's what you get in this car. So, just looking to have fun and battle it out with whoever I'm next to.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations once again on the win here, and let's get all the sponsors and thank yous and all the plugs taken care of.
Sure, thanks. Definitely like to thank Geodesic, Alpine Stars, Wave Italy, GoPro Omologado, Graham and Carlos for running the car with me. It's always a lot of fun, and then also you guys for the broadcast. It's always fun to watch back afterwards, so thanks for that too.
Well, thank you very much for the kind words. We do appreciate that, and I'll tell you what here, James, we got the late, great Brian Clausen was talking about running Circular Insanity in the year that he passed. I don't know that you can get much more true to the term than what we saw here tonight.
No, we had the entire top half of the field, like 3 wide at one point. That was just amazing to watch. I look forward so much to these oval weeks because with these cars and these drivers, we just get treated to absolute delights like this. Like, you can't ask for a better race than what we saw tonight. You cannot.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. I am really looking forward to this. Seeing the comment coming in here from Jeremy Rogers saying, going to be weird going to Bathurst in something other than the V8s, which is his primary car. Open wheel cars at Bathurst next week. What are we thinking?
It's going to be absolutely terrifying. That track is terrifying in something that trundles around slow. That track is terrifying in a GT car. I've actually ran a league race with the IR05 down Mount Panorama, and I was terrified the entire time. Obviously, this car isn't quite as scary as a genuine Indy car, but there's going to be a lot of sheer terror. And the first time going down the Dipper, we're probably going to see a lot of carbon fiber flying all over the place.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that in a very, very big way. All right, brother. Well, we are getting out of here. A fantastic night of broadcast excellence coming to a conclusion. This one's been a ton of fun for sure, and we're going to be right back on Monday night with the iRacing Silver Crown Cup. I cannot wait to talk about the Silver Crowns again. We missed last week because, well, quite frankly, we had no power here at the NRN World Broadcast headquarters. But looking forward to seeing what we get here on Monday night. Coming up on Tuesday, it'll be the TNT Series Rock Block, the Free V Series, the Bolt, and the Shock, and some big news that we're going to talk about Tuesday night for 2022 Season 1. My God, does that make me feel old. And, yeah, we've got a ton of stuff coming up over the next week or so. Coming up next Saturday, November 6th, the 100-lap battle at the Bull Ring for the 600 Microsprints real-world racing action coming to you here on NRN live from Airport Speedway in Newcastle, Delaware. But until Monday night, my name is Chris Graham. For James Watson, Connor Baldwin, and everybody here at the National Racing Network, we will talk to you all soon. Have a great night, everybody.